Josiah, and I want to start by just saying congratulations on your new marriage and hope all is going well. And I wanted to reach out to you to see if you are available to kind of do some yard prep, a big job. And we're also interested if you're available to do routine cutting, weed eating, that kind of maintenance, maybe even fertilizing on the yard. And so we're interested to see what's possible on that. Kind of the same things need done as last year. Let's see, I guess I'll start at this end of the house. If you see this bush right here, it really needs to come down. If you see our neighbor's bush and how much shorter it is, and I realize it's going to leave a big part with no leaves on the top. That's okay. It needs a very serious cut back. There's been some changes in our neighborhood that make that possible, so both from the side as well as the top, and we know it'll grow back in, so we're not too worried about that. You can see the next to the window there, the shrubs and the nandina, and it just kind of needs shaped, and all that area mulched, very much like last time. This shrub, if it can be kind of laid equal, cut back very severely and shortened like this other one, I think that would be great. And of course the big area under the tree, all that just needs, oh goodness, weeded something terribly and mulched again. And you can see the yard is in desperate need of kind of fertilizing and just mowing. And like I said, even if it's a one-time, maybe we start there, a one-time cutting as you're doing all the other work, if you're not available routinely, but we'd love to have it routinely. As I'm walking around here, we also have, it'd be hard to show on video, some holes in the yard where it's just kind of sunk in from where there's been trees planted. If it's possible, I don't know, sand, topsoil, something to cover that, to fill in. And we used to have a row of trees here, and that we took them all out years and years ago, and it just keeps dipping down, and that's actually true. There's one little spot on the other side there as well, so maybe if you had some sand to fill in. But again, just you can kind of get an idea of what's needed for mulch, and you may remember a little from last time, and all the leaves and all just cleaned up and all that pulled out. Oh goodness, I hadn't walked around to the side for a little while. Big old pile of leaves, and so this area just needs cleaned up and mulched again. So include that in the quote. I'm gonna walk around on this side and just again give you an idea of what's needed there, just so you can see. And so this is the front. And I know we did the front as one job last time, and so you can even see the mowing. I'm embarrassed to show you all this. So maybe, like I said, if you could mow and weed eat as well as mulch and trim, that would be a big job. And I know we did the front separately last time, but we'd like to go ahead and do both front and back, and I'll show you the back. So with the back, as you come through the fence there, we really have flower beds that, as you may recall, line the entire yard. So all of this just needs cleaned up and mulched again. I have probably a strange request. You see I have some big logs, tree branches there. Oh goodness. Now, there are sticks everywhere that need to be cleaned up, but some of those, that's a birch, which first of all is kind of a beautiful wood, but I'm trying to use it to hold some of the washing that we're having, but the mulch will hopefully help with that as well. But I guess what I'm saying is it's okay to leave those the big tree branches. And then, like I said, I have not walked out here. We have just so many sticks and all that just needs to be cleaned up. Oh, these barberry bushes need to be trimmed back. So lots and lots of mulching and just cleaning out of flower beds. These will probably be ready to cut back because I know it's going to take a little while to get on your calendar on your schedule. So, you know, just to clean up all these, they're called snow bells. But anyway, I think this is all looking good, just needs mulched. Something has really invaded our vinca. That's interesting. Okay. So anyway, mulching, lots and lots of mulching. Desperate need of mowing and weed eating if you'll do that. Now here, I wanted to talk to you about this. This is kind of a cross, just to give you a frame of reference, with this Nandina and all. We have a real nice layer of leaves here that I think are very nutritious for the soil. And, you know, I can't decide about pulling that out. I really think, I wonder if the mulch would lay nicely on top of this. It's pretty compact and it's just leaves, and you know, this particular area gets very beaten by the sun, and the water has a lot of runoff here. So I'm thinking that if we can just mulch on top of these leaves in this particular area, I think that would help the plants. We have a lot of plants in that area. Ooh, got a lot of work to do here. So, you know, and actually the same, and if you remember, I kind of had you do that with the under the tree last time, because that actually used to be a big crater, and we've really slowly filled it back up. So from, I guess what I'm saying is from this area with this Nandina and the forgot the name of those bushes, but anyway, those bushes across, if you want to just mulch on top of this nice layer of leaves, I think it will still look good, because I know you're concerned about that. I think it will look good. There might have to be, maybe just, you know, if the bushes are covered up, might have to kind of pull a little bit of that out, but by and large, it's good to leave that, I think. And that's probably true for a lot of this area, to just mulch on top of this nice layer of kind of mulch on top of mulch, this nice layer of leaves. But, you know, again, you see it starts to thin out here, so mulching and weeding. This bush probably needs to be, well, and you can see all that is in, I call that the weed tree, and it's very much encroaching, overshadowing our bush, and so whatever you can do to kind of trim that back would be great. And all the way down the flower bed, you can see it really runs the length of the yard, and so just to mulch all of this area, this shrub has spawned other shrubs which definitely need to be cut. I can't believe that all happened in such a short period of time. And you know, John and I have gone back and forth about this tree that's very much leaning. And I know you don't necessarily do tree work, but I wonder if this one is small enough where you could just go ahead and cut it down. I've really tried to save that tree, so I hate to let it go, but I think its time has come. So maybe just cut that down, you know, at the base. I think it's okay to leave the root there. I think it's probably mostly rotted anyway by this time. Goodness, lots of mowing that needs, I hope, like I said, at least maybe on a one-time basis, if you would consider that. This area needs weeded and mulched as well, and it really kind of is, you know, just is all the way around the yard, and so you might remember some of this, but just weeding and mulching. Another shrub that needs to be cut back. I'm just seeing what else needs to be cut back here. I think the crepe myrtles, they might need to be cut just a little bit, but nothing, we kind of let them grow wild. But goodness, this is a dead part here. So we might need to cut off some of this. Oh, well, okay. All right, well, that saves that. But this needs to be cut back. I think last year we cut it to about this first bar on the fence, and I think it could even go a little, just a little lower, maybe just, you know, a few inches below, because it does grow really well, and so that would hopefully get some sunlight into that. Again, this is the other side yard fence, and just more mulching and mulching around all here, and weeding. Oh my goodness. And weeding. The yard just desperately needs taken care of. So maybe just mulching all the way to that point, and then skip over the air conditioners here, and mulching in this area as well. And I think if we did that, and then skip over the patio, there's another section here. So really it goes all the way around the entire yard. So just kind of big picture, all the shrubs just need cut back. Even that, that's a Rose of Sharon right there, and just everything kind of trimmed up and mulched. Let me give you kind of the big picture view here. Lots of mulching, lots of weeding, and lots of cutting back, and just to shape everything up and get it ready. And if you're interested in mowing and weeding for this one-time job, and we'd love to have you on an ongoing basis as well, if that's possible. So if you have any questions, email me. I'm going to try to hand this over to John, because yard is his area, and so I'm going to try to push things in his direction. But otherwise, if you want to write up a quote and give me an idea of what timetable works well for you, we would love to get on your calendar. Thank you so much.